I just love this whole dynamic because, you know, you think about movies and TV and acting and all that, and it's an escape, right? It's how people escape from reality. And yet for you, it was your grounding of I'm doing all this other stuff,
Yeah.
and that's where I go to not escape, but to find some stability, which that in itself is very interesting. And then this is an industry that's built heavily on rejection. We like to call, you know, selection instead of rejection, but it is what it
Oh,
is, and it's tough. So for you to mention, you know, through the childhood, you're dealing with bullying and having to acclimate into different situations, and you're trying on different armors. You're kind of
mm,
already going through a mental battle before you even get to the whole now I'm going to go into an industry where I'm going to hear no all the time and I'm not going to be good
yeah.
enough or I'm not going to be did because I think I saw also that you said that you were kind of almost grateful for the bouncing around because it taught you how to be okay walking into a room of strangers or being able to
Hmm.
adapt to a new location quickly. So did the
Yeah.
bullying and the different, and I'm also curious as to why you were bullied. You're so just amazing and sweet. You seem like the last person I'd want to bully. But did
A
those
little
type,
weird.
yeah, right? Like, come on, you're very sweet. Like, what was wrong with these kids? But did that kind of help you further on in the adulthood and in that career going,
Yes.
hey, I've taken all this shit. I've had people call me this or
Yes.
call me that. I'm good with
Yes.
this, right? At that point, I feel like
Yeah.
your skin was probably as tough as it needed to be to get rejected acting, right?
Yeah, I would agree with you drastically, Dustin. I think that, well, one, Robert Downey Jr. in his speech this year at the Oscars, he said, first and foremost, I want to thank my traumatic childhood, and then I would
Yes.
like to thank the Academy in that order. And I was like, I am stealing that
Right.
for every single award I ever receive. That's
Yes.
going to be it. Because I do think that whether this is right or wrong, I don't necessarily think it's the right thing, but it did having bullying and trauma and moving around a lot and having these things that are very not stable,
Right.
and having a sense of confidence in in an unstable environment, I think definitely prepared me for Hollywood and an acting career because I honestly can't imagine coming from a space of stability and not having a lot of change and not having a lot of instability, and then getting thrown into Hollywood and being like, enjoy.
Yeah.
Right.
Hope you have a good support network. Um, so yeah, it definitely prepared me because it can be like dark and like
Yeah.
hard, like really mentally hard. I mean, even working now, y'all, this morning I woke up at 5:55 a.m., which is not when I wake up. Had a full-blown anxiety panic attack. That's not my norm, by the way. My partner, he's the one with anxiety, not me.
Right.
And it was about work. It was me being, we had some executives come on set yesterday
Mm,
and a couple of, a new guest star who's a pretty big name. And, you know, I was a little nervous. I wanted to make sure I did a good job. And I left work thinking, yeah, that was fine. I did great. It was fine. And I went home and I woke up at 5 in the morning, sweating, going, it wasn't fine. I didn't get my line right, and I should have done better, and you know, and it's such a weird. Even like once you book the job, you still have
yeah.
this insatiable need to please and to make sure you do well and to have the audience like you, and you know that's hard enough at a regular normie job in the office where you want to prove to your boss you did well or to your parents that you did well, but TV and film, or you know, the audience, it brings it to another level. So I feel like yes, my childhood prepared me so much for that, but it honestly just never goes away.
Mm.
I think it's something that every actor and every performer, and in a sense, every human has to come to terms
Sure.
with and kind of figure out how they navigate their own process of pleasing others and having the anxiety of doing a good job or not being good enough, etc. And
Mm,
yeah, your skin. I heard two things recently. One, I think developing a tough skin is so important and so helpful for those kinds of things. But then you don't want a skin that's so tough that nothing can get in
right.
and
Mm.
nothing can come out. You
Yep.
know, it's like the skin and the armor is great to I don't know, protect you, but then also like love then doesn't get in, and then like
That's
what's the
right.
whole point?